Show me your Spider-Man number 300, baby.
Welcome to On Comics with Lonnie Webb, and today we're going to talk about movies you do not have to watch. And why do you not have to watch them? Well, that's because I have already watched them for you. A quick snap of the fingers. I am, of course, Lonnie Webb, and things that you can find out about Lonnie Webb happen over on throughcomic.com. If you would, please cruise over there, take a look around. You might find some things that are interesting. And of those things, well, I'll tell you about those here in a minute. The movie that you don't have to watch is War of the Satellites. It is a 1958 movie. It was made immediately after immediately after the frenzy of the Sputnik launch started. It was quickly commissioned, and who do you go to for a movie that you need a quickly produced movie, that especially one that's science fiction? Well, science fiction or horror, that of course would be Roger Corman. Well, let me first real quickly say, please click the like button, please click the subscribe button, and share a quick comment down below. Just write down there, type a comment. Any comment will do. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it. If you tell me a joke, I'll let you know if I liked it. The comic book Destiny Mountain Demon has been delivered, and if you supported that campaign and you have not got your, I keep bumping that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you haven't gotten your copy yet and you're in the United States, please get a hold of me. Use my email, use the comments section down below. Go to Indiegogo. That's really the best place. And drop me a comment there and we'll find that out. Find out what's wrong there. Demon. Oh, I forgot. I have just finished coloring. This is important. I've just finished coloring FATGIRL number 2. This is number 1. And links in the description. Down below, there's a link to John Rhodes' FATGIRL number 2 Fallout. And it's important to point out that it is on Kickstarter. It is John Rhodes. And it is already funded. So jump in quick. Go ahead and get this. This is the most accessible of John Rhodes' books that I've seen, and I am lucky enough to have been able to color 2 of them now. And just want to make sure you know about that. And please go support it. John's a good guy, and he does actually do things to help me and my channel. So please help him and his campaign. FATGIRL number 2 Fallout on Kickstarter.com. For Man of Axe Hill, that has not started, but there is a sign-up page. And of course, don't forget, this Destiny Mountain Demon remains in demand. Please go on over to Indiegogo. And today we are talking about War of the Satellites. What makes this movie special is it was cranked out fast. I mean, crazy fast. The if I remember correctly, it was produced and distributed as an independent movie in the United States and UK in about a 6-month time frame. Very, very fast. That is reflected in some of the effects. The effects were done, it looks to me like in one take. There are just some shots where the miniatures are really shaky, but they're good. They're not bad. The effects are not bad. For a Roger Corman movie, that's an important statement. If you've been following me along looking at some things that Roger Corman has done, there have been some really notably bad effects that didn't have to be that bad. But this is an interesting movie. You can see the influences of Sputnik just in the poster. That is the space satellite that they assemble in the early part of the film. It feels like it drags a little until that moment, and I would swear that they used rare earth magnets to make that thing snap together the way it did. And let's face it, they didn't. They just spliced the film and stuck it together. The rockets on occasion look like stacked paper cups, but apart from that, you're going to find, and I'll mention it later, the composite work that they did is really spectacular. As it's difficult to tell what is and is not real in some scenes. This is starts out, we think he's the lead of the film, played by Richard Devon, but that character is actually killed in the film early on and is replaced by an alien. And this is an important development. It's not a throwaway item. From this point forward, I'm talking heavy spoilers. So if you want to just take my word for it, this movie is a watch. Go find it on Prime. It's a freebie. Watch the movie. Enjoy it. War of the Satellites, 1958. Now that I've told you about this, that the spoilers are about to get kind of heavy, here we go. Note in the still photo here, the use of the throat mics. That is rare in sci-fi movies, that especially in the 50s. I really dig the throat mic. I think it's a pretty cool invention. I don't know how effective it is compared to a hand mic in most situations, but at least it would keep it out of your way, and if you're a pilot, it would be a handy thing, right? So what happens is this character is taken over by an alien who can shapeshift and become just like the person that they killed. And they replace not only him, but his car. And anytime that he needs to be seen and doing something that is villainous and requires multiple people to be involved in, he just spins up a clone of himself. But it's not a regular old clone. He splits himself, in effect. He becomes two people, but his aspect changes. The clone becomes more alien in characterization, and what's left behind becomes more human. One of the things that is that turns out at the end of the movie is he can walk through walls. He can bullets can pass through him, but as he becomes more and more human, he is less able to do those fantastical alien things. Now here's an example of a composite shot, like I was talking about. I don't know if this is a double exposure or if they actually did an optical print or what they did, but just looking at that perspective is pretty right. The tones, there's the harsh lighting, everything just about works. The spot where it doesn't quite work is the shadows are slightly out of sync, and you catch it if you look for it. But if you're not looking for it, if you just let your eyes look at the movie, you don't catch it. This is an enjoyable shot, probably one of the best effect shots in the movie, because there are several different versions of this scene, and it's only your knowledge that there have never been three rockets side by side on U.S. soil. That's the only giveaway that this is not a thing. Of course, the rockets being made out of stacked paper cups is, that's another topic of conversation. I like the use of gantries and scaffolding. That's a pretty good visual effect, and the inner workings of the rocket as they build the airframe. That's a nice attention to detail. Roger Corman, as you may or may not know, is one of those people who began a lot of careers in Hollywood. A lot of the famous people that we know and have heard of, and the movies that we enjoyed in the 80s came from his their careers began with Roger Corman. And sadly, he made very few of the really outstanding movies, but the movies that sprang from the people who sprang from his influence have really stood the test of time. So given that, I'm calling this a watch because of the character development that occurs with our villain. He's not a good guy. In the end, though, at least one of him is not a bad guy. The fact that he's occasionally throwing dead bodies out the airlock, that's kind of frowned on. Check it out. It's free on Prime. I think you'll enjoy the watch. It's not a long movie. In fact, if I keep talking, this video will be longer than it is. And I think that it'll stand out. Be sure and check the links in the description. Click the like button and the subscribe button. I need subscribers. You can do that for me. We're friends now, right? Just click down below. Click either click like or dislike. I don't mind either one. Click subscribe so that we can chat every now and then. And we'll talk some more when we can. Bye now.